I don't know what this is, but it's kind of hot.
Hey everybody, it's been a long time. Today we're going to be reviewing the Medicom Mafex Hush Batman. I've been very excited for this figure, so here's a look at the packaging.
Are you serious? This is torture. You're torturing me and everyone else watching. Wait.
We'll do it live! Fuck it! Fucking things! We'll do it live! Fuck it! We'll do it live! Fuck it! Yeah, boy. Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind?
Mafex has been on a roll for the past year. I enjoyed every single Marvel comic release figure they did, despite some of the criticism it has received. Now, they have dived into the DC comic universe, and what better way to do that than a Batman Hush figure. This figure is amazing. I love the sculpted detail, even his butt.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
Batman comes with a wide array of accessories. His wired cape is done wonderfully. He has two alternate head sculpts, a grapple launcher, batarangs, and a great amount of hands. The head swaps are pretty easy to do. Just pull from the neck and it should come out. And right now I'm gonna switch it with the alternate unmasked Bruce Wayne head. I think it looks decent. I'm not really sure if it looks 100% like him. I don't know, there's something kind of weird about these unmasked head sculpts. They have a kind of a certain styling to them, but compared to the other Mafex figures, they all kind of fit in the same line. Here's a look at the alternate angry head. I think it looks fantastic. Love the way the teeth look. Really looks like he's ready to kick some butt. And here are the alternate bat claw hands. Originally I thought these were him like holding the tips of the batarangs in his knuckles, but I guess they're actually claws, I don't really know. Here's a look at the grapple launcher. I think it looks great. The wire just fits in there. It's straight, it's not meant to be bent. And he gets one for both hands, so that's awesome. Here's a closer look at the Batman Hush figure. I think it's sculpted excellently. I do think it would have been perfect if it was just like 10 to 20% beefier, especially when you're comparing to the Hush comic artwork. He tends to have much more of a V shape and his chest is broader, but this is still great for what we're getting. Unfortunately, at this price point, we are running into some quality control issues. The bat symbol isn't fully lined up. Now this just really isn't acceptable, but I'm still happy with the figure overall. I also noticed the paintwork around his boots aren't the cleanest. It's not terrible, but at this price point, it should be perfect. Thankfully, his gauntlets are clean, and the shadowing around the sculpt gives it a nice touch too. So, I think the paint job and the aesthetics of the figure are quite good. Okay, so now we're going to run through the articulation. The head's on a double ball peg, moves very nicely. Mine's a little stiff and he doesn't want to look up kinda as far as I want him to, but I think it's good enough for Batman. The cape is on a nice wired mechanism. You get 4 wires in total, 2 stronger ones in the front, and then another section where they're not as firm as the ones in the front, so I was kind of disappointed by that. But overall, this is still a good wired cape, especially for companies, although there are better customizers that can make better capes than this, so that's a little bit disappointing. Now unfortunately, yes, when it comes to Mafex, we always going to run into quality control issues. And that can happen with any figure company too. Now this in the particular case, my butterfly joints are both stuck. And I don't think they're going to break if I really force it, but I'd rather not take a chance. Now to be fair, if any joint is stuck on a figure, it can potentially break. It doesn't matter what company it is. Now, I think Mafex has come a long way, so I don't think it's just going to fall apart or combust in your hands. But just something worth noting. Anyway, you get double jointed elbows, wrist articulation, that all works fine. Just want to show you the bicep swivel is also effective there. The torso articulation allows you to get into basically any Batman pose you really want to. The lower part is more articulated than the upper part. The upper part's a little bit more restricted, but with both parts combined, you can do any pose you want. Now I guess the real question is, can this Batman do the splits? And the answer is almost. Maybe just with a little bit more stretching and training, he can achieve it.
Teach me. I can do it.
You are not Japanese. You are not a Tanaka.
You told me using any technique that works. Never to limit myself to one style. To keep an open mind.
What?
To honor you, Shidoshi.
Well, here I am.
So the Mafex Batman can almost do the splits, not quite, but good enough. And then the thigh swivel is effective, works fine. The legs can kick upwards very far, so that's good. And you also have your double jointed knees, which look very seamless, thank goodness. And you also get your ball hinge ankles and your ankle pivot and your ankle rocker and a toe hinge. Everything's great here. And lastly, here's how the Mafex Batman scales with other figures. The Marvel Legends Retro Spider-Man, the Medicom Mafex Spider-Man, Medicom Mafex Venom, Mafex Cyclops, Mafex Robocop, and SH Figure Arts Tao Pai Pai.
Gentlemen, from this day forward, you will all refer to me by the name Betty.
But isn't Betty a woman's name?
So overall, this Batman figure is very fun to pose around, fun to play with, and I think all the Batman fans are going to be very pleased with it.